हेलो एवरीवन। कहते हैं करत करत अभ्यास से जड़मति होत सुजान के रसरी आवत जात से शिल्प परत निशान। Hello and welcome you all to the ScholarSmate online platform where today we are going to discuss the English sample paper that you have given last Sunday and appeared in the test. So today we are going to discuss about the papers, and also we will discuss about the answer sheets that you have submitted, and we will discuss all the approach that we have to use while giving the examination and appearing in the examination. So today, before starting the session, we will like to show the marks of the students who has given the test last Sunday. So here we have one of them as a topper who got 77 marks. Here you can see she has got 77 marks there. So Kriti Shandilia, one of the topper. Here we have Kriti Shandilia who got 77 out of 80. And now we have the second topper Shivam Raj who got 75, and we have the third topper among we have who got 74, Afifa Mahmood. And all of you can see the list here given in this. Okay, आज हम लोग टेस्ट पेपर जो आपने दिया था संडे को उस पे भी डिस्कस करेंगे, और किस तरीके से अपने स्कोर को इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं उस पे भी हम लोग डिस्कशन करने जा रहे हैं। ये एक बार है, एक बार आप इसे देख लेंगे कि किसको कितना मार्क्स आया। आस्था सिंह 73 among the highest, Riya 71, Abhi Satyam Anand who also got 71 here, Shaurya Kumar got 70, Aniket Chaudhary 70. Very good, all of you. You have done very well here. And some of the students who got less marks, you have to think and stay connected with me till the end of the session, because I'll tell you to what are the approach that you have to use while writing the answer paper. Okay, so let's move. And before starting discussion, I'll tell you what is the distribution of marking scheme while you write an answer. So suppose that if a question is of 5 marks, what should be the distribution of marking scheme? Keep in mind that whatever you write in the exam, you will get 50% of the weightage of the marks from the content you will use while writing. And also you will get 25% of the expression you use. Means 50% जो आपने कंटेंट लिखा उसके लिए आपको मिल जाएंगे, एक्सप्रेशन के लिए आपको 25% मार्क्स मिलेंगे, और एक्यूरेसी के लिए आपको 15% मार्क्स मिलते हैं। और उसके बाद लास्ट में आता है कि आपने किस तरीके से प्रेजेंट किया है, प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए आपको 10% मार्क्स मिलते हैं, आइडिया और प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए। तो सिर्फ लिख दिया उससे काम नहीं चलेगा। While writing, you have to present your copy proper using the line margin, side margin, right side margin, left side margin, and also you have to write the question number properly as it is mentioned in the question. Now I'll show you the answer. Best answer script, highest marks, Kirti Shandilia answer papers. You can see how she has attempted. She has attempted very well all the questions, and as you can see here how she answered the questions. So here these answers are from the passage. You can view this copy, and also here she has written very well. The best thing she has done in her answer writing is that she has written everything accurately, precisely, and she has not given so much lengthy answer, but she has given the answer as per the context exactly. So you can see overview her answer papers, how she has attempted and how well she has written everything. The grammar portion, from the grammar she got 9 out of 10 marks, and also you can see the pattern and the way she has written the letter. She has perfectly used the 3 paragraph systems while writing the answer paper. And also you can see the writing skill of her from the letter and other SS part. Here she has given the answer. Question number 8, where we have got the questions of 3 marks. There she has written very well. In each question she got 3 marks. How and why? Because she has written very precisely. She has not written too lengthy, too long. She has given the answer properly and as the demand, as it is demanded by the question. Whatever the question asks, she has given the answer exactly. So that's why she has got perfect marks. Sometimes it happens that what the question is asking something different, we are writing some other things and we are making the answer so long. So by doing this you will not gain you will not going to get any benefit. You have to be very precise and accurate while writing answers. And also you can see the questions he has attempted of 6 marks. Question number 10 and 11, where you have to consider you have to think about the scenario given in the questions. Based on your imagination, you have to write the answer, not exactly from the book. Many of you have written the story, the entire story. The question is not asking you to write this story. It was just uh, asking you to write in your own opinions how you see those chapters and what moral lessons you have learned from them. Now let's start the session and we will start discussion on the sample paper. So we will start from the grammar portion and after that we'll come to the reading skills. First of all, we will cover the grammar portion and after that we will cover the reading skills. So here, as you can see, the first question given here, read the given sentence from a story, fill in the blank by using the correct form of the word in the brackets. So when you start reading the first question from this portion, question number 3, as I entered the room, it means this sentence is given in the past form. As I entered means it is related to the past form. So first thing that we got to know that this sentence is from the past. The first thing that struck me as odd, means जो पहली चीज मुझे अजीब लगी वो क्या थी, was the candle still, here you have given the verb burn. So what you have to do is that burn. So if I will think about the second form of the burn, we cannot apply it there. Why? I'll tell you why. Whenever we use was, am, is, are, or any helping verb, with those helping verbs, we have to apply the fourth form of the verb. So always keep in mind that whenever you see was, am, is, are, there you have to use the fourth form of the verb. So the accurate answer for this question will be burning. Burning on the table. As I entered the room, the first thing that struck me as odd was the candle is still burning on the table. So the correct answer for this part is burning. And come to the next question. To fill in the blanks in the sentence with the best option given below. Born in 1872. It means this sentence is also from the past time. Richard Willis Trotter was a chemist who dashed the process of paper chromatography. So here we are talking about the discovery of paper chromatography given by Richard Willis Trotter. So here if I will write has invented, we will definitely wrong because has invented is related to the present time. So if we will write will invent, it means we are talking about the future. So both option will be eliminated from this question. And we have invented and invent. Invent is related to the present form. If we will write invent, it means we are talking about those things that which are done in as a regular activity, but it is not a regular activity. So here we are talking about the word invented, which is second form of the verb V2. So the correct answer for this question is invented. Now move to the next question. Complete the given statement. Complete the given statement with the correct form of the verb. As it is written here, it is important to dash a healthy atmosphere. So it is, the word is showing that something which is in its present form. So a healthy atmosphere, it is important to, after to, we have to use the first form of the verb. It is known as infinitive, to infinitive. So we cannot apply creating here. This will be eliminated. We cannot write creates after to. So created we cannot use. We have only one verb here, create. We can write it here, create, to create. Whenever we have whenever we have to write a verb after the word to, there must be first form of the verb. So here it is important to create a healthy atmosphere will be the right answer. Now move to the next question. Complete the newspaper report by using the correct form of the verb given in the brackets. He was a renowned. Now see, the word was is related to the past form. He was a renowned business person. He dashed a house in the city last year. The word last year also suggested that we are talking about past. So here we have to write purchased instead of purchase. So the correct form of the verb will be second form of the verb here for this question. Now move to our next question, which is fill in the blanks by using the correct form of the word in the brackets for the given portion of a letter. Here, a portion of letter given in the question. Please do not hesitate to contact me. So, one thing to notice here is that please do not hesitate. It is related to the present form. Now, move further. If there are any further questions, or if I can be off in any way, here the word given assist. Assist means to give support. Now, if I will write assist is a verb. So here we cannot write the verb. Why? Because there is written of preposition. So remember one thing, whenever there is a preposition and after the preposition we have to use a verb. Sorry, after the preposition we have to use a word. There we have to use only noun. We cannot use any verb after any preposition. So here it can be of is written. So the word is given assist. We have to make it a noun. How to make a noun? Make it a noun. We have to write here assistance. Assistance. So it can be of any assistance in any way. So means asking for any support from the other person. Please do not hesitate to contact me if there are any further questions or if I can be of any assistance in any way. Now move to the next question. Report the dialogue between the residents and the city planner by completing the sentence. From this chapter, reported speech, you will always get a question or two. Always in every question paper, sample paper, you will always see this question from reported speech, narration, direct speech and indirect speech. So city planner who is saying the new park is a result of several months of research and planning. Residents, we don't know who is more excited, we or our children. Means city planner is saying that the new park is a result of several months of research and planning. Residents were saying that we don't know who is more excited, we or our children. And now the statement given, the city planner said that the new park of several months of research and planning. We have not given any options, but we have to find the options from here. So the new park is a result of. Here we have given new park dash of several months. It means here we have to use the past form of this sentence. Is a result of, we have to change into was a result of. Why? Because this action has been done in the past. These words are said in the past. So here we have to frame the sentence in the past. Instead of using is, we have to write was here. Was a result of several research and planning. Now move to question number 7. Fill in the blanks by choosing the correct option to complete the pop-up message appearing on a website. What is the pop-up message that appeared on the website is, welcome to our website. You dash enjoy 10% off on your first purchase. So here we can eliminate the options. If we will talk about may is used to show possibility, probability, and asking permission. So here we are not asking for any type of permission. We are not doing any type of possibility or probability. If we will talk about should is used for suggestions. For suggestions we use should, and to advise somebody or someone. Might is also used for permission and also possibility. So only we have one word left, which is a part of modal verb, will, which means that I'm giving you surety, or I assure you that you will get 10%. Will is used for promise. So here the company is promising the customer for giving 10% discount. So the exact word modal verb we have to use here is will. Now, question number 8, fill in the blanks by using the correct form of the word in brackets for the given portion of a letter. Here the portion of a letter is given. We have to choose the correct form of the word given. I believe that your support and dash corporate. The word corporate is given in the question. So here we have to use it. Now, when you will notice in the sentence, I believe, I subject, believe, verb. And after that with your support. Remember one thing, whenever we use a word like my, your, his, her, there we have to use the noun. Means all those possessive adjective we see just after the possessive adjective, we have to use the noun. So as we can see here, your support is the word which is a noun here. So in the same way we have to use the corporate but making it a noun. Corporate is a verb, so we have to make it a noun. So how we can make it a noun? By using the word cooperation. So by using the word cooperation, we can make it a noun. So instead of writing cooperate, we have to write cooperation there. We can find a mutually agreeable solution that meets in expectation of all stakeholders involved. So this was the next part of the sentence. Now, question number 9 is there. Here we have to find out the error. Identify the error from the given choices and supply the correction. Following instruction put up for safe use of elevators. Now, there the statement written somewhere near an elevator. Please refrain. Refrain means to avoid. Please refrain by standing near the door as it could lead to an accident. Means here the notice is forbidding the people standing against the door. So we have to use the word here from instead of by. What? Please refrain by. By is used when you do something by the dint of some other thing. But here the word is standing is written. It means it is said that you have not to stand. So here instead of by we will use the word from. Please refrain from standing. Also remember one thing, whenever you see for or from, there you have to use the gerund form of the verb. So also we can see that standing word was mentioned in the statement. It means there we cannot use by, we have to use the word from or also for, but for is not suitable as per the context. Here we will use the word from instead of by. So the correct option for this question is B. Instead of by, we will write from. In the part of error, we have to put by. In the part of correction, we will put the word from. Now, move to our next question. Fill in the blanks by using the correct form of the word in the brackets for the given portion of a letter. The portion of the letter is given. We have to put use the correct form of the word which is given in the bracket. The word is given here. We have thank you for dash my application. It means that again we are seeing a word for. So for is a word or for is a preposition. As I told you earlier that whenever we see a preposition, after that there comes a noun. So in the same way, whenever we see the word to, after the word to, we will always write the first form of the verb, which is V1, which is first form of the verb. Now, in the same way, we have to think whenever we see the word for, after for, we have to use the gerund form of the verb. It means we have to use the fourth form of the verb, which is gerund form of the verb. Instead of writing consider, we have to write considering. Thank you for considering. Thank you for. Instead of writing consider, we have to write considering. Thank you for considering my application. I look forward to working in your organization. So here we have to write considering. If I'll write to instead of for there, then we have to write the first form of the verb over there. Now, the next question is that read the given sentence. We have to find error and make correction. 97% of the Earth's water is salty ocean water, and another 2% is trapping in the Earth's ice caps and glaciers. So as we can see here, the first information given through the sentence is 97% of the Earth water is salty, and another 2% is trapping. This part of the sentence under the category of simple present tense. So here we are not discussing about simple present continuous tense. This part of the sentence belongs to present continuous tense. So we are not talking that the water is trapping. Here the statement here the statement was given about the water which was trapped under the earth caps and glaciers. So the accurate word that should be used here is trapped, not trapping. Also, this form of sentence is present in the passive voice. So instead of writing trapping, we have to write trapped. Third form of the verb. Why? Because is was given there. So we are not talking we use present continuous tense when something in the present time is going on. Then only we have to write the present continuous form. But here we are not seeing any type of action that is going on there, because the water is going under the ice caps and glaciers. The water that lies under the glaciers, it means the water already trapped under the glaciers. So the next question is, Yukti and Sanjay had a conversation about going to a restaurant. Report Yukti's question. It means we have to do it by ourselves. By own self, we have to report these questions. Means the statement is not given. The direct question given here. Does this restaurant serve goods Indian food? So how to make such kind of question? Yukti and Sanjay had a conversation about going to a restaurant. So here, report Yukti's question. Yukti, here we have to make Yukti asked. Yukti asked. Why? Whenever we see interrogative sentence in narration or reported speech, there we have to use the word if or whether. Whenever we see WH word as an interrogative sentence in reported speech, there we have to use the WH word directly. Here the interrogative sentences are two types. The one that starts from a helping verb, like this one. It starts from the word does. It means does is a helping verb. Now we have started the sentence using this word. It means here the reply should be in yes or no. Yes or no. So here we will write if or whether instead of using the word that. Yukti asked Sanjay. Yukti asked Sanjay if, and instead of if this restaurant. Whenever we see this in the direct speech, we have to change this into that. So we will write if that restaurant serve good Indian food does. This sentence also from the present form of the tense, simple present form. So we have to write in simple past. Whenever there is simple present tense in the reported speech, we have to change it into simple past tense. So we will write here that if that restaurant served, instead of writing serve, we have to write served. Now the next question. No, this was the last question from the grammar portion. Now we will move to the first question of this sample paper, which is reading skill from the passage, unseen passage. Here, the first passage was given about creativity. Creativity is one of the most important thing, by most precious resource and most inexhaustible one. It means that creativity, creativity, what does it mean? Creativity means thinking out of the box, thinking in a way that nobody thinks. So creativity is the origin of new things in the on the earth, and also it leads to development. So the first passage, reading from the reading skill section, the first passage was given from the uh, given on the topic creativity. So after reading this point, the first question, as we can see here, where it is, the first question from the topic, read the following instructions and carefully answers. Here, reading skills question number 1. Yeah, why is creativity described as the most precious and inexhaustible? It means that something which is precious and inexhaustible, it will never gonna end. It will always, inexhaustible means limitless. There is no limit for creativity. Resource in paragraph 1. So in the first paragraph, the statement whatever it was given, the question is from that statement, that why creativity is precious and exhaustible. So as we can see that, very short and precise answer. I will also like to tell you one important thing, that many answer papers that I have went through and checked that. So almost in every answer paper, I have seen that you have written too long. Means this question was just of 1 marks and you have written half of the page. It means that you have wasted your time by writing that questions and giving your precious time while writing the examination. So it's not good. You have to stick to your question. Just read the question twice or thrice. What actually the question demands you, what actually the question wanted to convey you, what actually the question wants you to write. So as you can see that how short the answer is, because every human is born creative and the ability to think in new ways is limitless. The word exhaustible, inexhaustible, it means limitless, something limitless. Making creativity an ever renewable invaluable resource, means it is ever renewable, means it will never finish, and also invaluable resource. In the passage we have seen that uh, all those uh, all those all those places where they are supporting those people who are creative are are flourishing, but where the people where the people are not supporting their co-workers, and in a company we can see that if someone tries to do something in a new way, he is abided by rules, regulations, and bonded by some policies, that he cannot do something in different way. So this passage was about the same thing, working in total isolation. The second questions, as we can see here, according to paragraph 1, creativity involves all of the following except. Here the word mentioned except, it means according to the passage you have to choose the word which doesn't state that. So in the entire passage, combining ideas and materials, this was stated. Finding new ways of thinking, this was stated. Being naturally endowed with imagination, this was also mentioned in the passage, but this point was not mentioned in the passage. So this was the answer for the question number 2. The second question from the first passage is working in total isolation. This was not discussed in the passage. Now move to the next question. Complete the following by selecting the correct option from those given in the brackets. You have given 2 options, and as per the passage you have to fill the blanks. So as we can see here, the presence of other creative people makes creativity a dash, means the presence of other creative people, if some other people are creative, makes creativity a dash process. Individual means working particularly working individually, means person to person, one person, and the second word is social. So as we can see, other creative people makes creativity a social process. So the correct answer for this is social process. Creativity is a social process. Now move to the next part of the section. Question number 4, the ability to think creatively and differently from the norm. And you have been, no, question number 4 is here. Select the option that is true from A to C from given what for the phrase unconventional thinking ability suggest. Unconventional thinking ability suggest. Unconventional means something which is tough. Thinking ability means you are not uh, try to figure out something because you don't want, because you have to be focused a lot for doing something in a unique way. So we always follow the path which is already shown by someone or predetermined. If I will tell you to find out something new way to deal with, so it will you will become exhausted by doing that. So unconventional thinking ability suggests, what does it suggest? The ability to think creative and differently from the norm. Exactly, this suggests the same option, because the second option is given a preference for logical and repetitive thinking. Logical and repetitive thinking is wrong. Why? Because creativity cannot come from the repetitive thinking. You have to think out of the box. A skill only possessed by adults with higher education. In the entire passage, nowhere we have discussed about this skill. Or also, we can say that passage was not about this skill. So the correct option for the statement given in the question, unconventional thinking ability, it means that the ability to think creatively and differently from the norm. Now the next question is, complete the analogy by selecting one of the two correct options. Creativity society. Creative society, individual contribution. Individual contribution means each individual gives contribution to make a society creative. Now we have two options, we have to choose one of them. If we will see the first option, urbanization, modern architecture, means if we start using the facility of modern architecture, there will be urbanization. So it's true, modern architecture makes urbanization, does urbanization, but here we are not talking about the same idea, we are talking about creativity. It means we have to choose some different options, which is exactly given here. Idea generation means whenever there are 6 people gathered, there will be 7 opinions. It is said whenever there are 6 people gathered, there will be 7 opinions. So idea generation means I will think in my own way, some other person will think in his or her own way. So it creates diversity. It means it creates diversity. There will be many ideas related to the day-to-day our day-to-day problems. So move to the next question. The correct answer for this question is diversity, idea generation. Why is the decline in creativity with age considered concerning by the writer? Means the question is asking, means no, as soon as we have grown up, we uh, diminishes the level of our creativity. It means we always do the things that are predetermined by other persons. Why? Because whenever we try to do something new, we are bounded by some rules, policies, and regulations. So that's why creativity described as we grows, but a children doesn't know about the society, doesn't know anything. He always tries to find his own solutions in his or her own way. That's why as the age grows, concerning by the writer. Writer is also mentioning in the passage that why, as we have grown up, the creativity diminishes. So the correct answer for this question is, because creativity sharply declines with age, societies risk losing potential unless systems nurture and preserve this. Means the system doesn't nurture and doesn't support those people who are really creative, because we have always shown the path where we have to walk. We are never told to find our own way, to do something in our own way, in creative way. So that's why it is said here by the writer, systems nurture. It is necessary to make the society creative, preserve this innate ability through childhood and beyond. Means we have to support those people who from their childhood, since their childhood they are creative. We have to support and nurture them, motivate them to do in the same way. So the correct answer for this question was this: risk losing potential unless system nurture and preserve this innate ability through childhood and beyond. I have seen in many copies this question was also the answer of this question was written also too long, very much too long. Some of them have written half of the page for this just little questions. Whenever you have been given a questions of 2 marks in the passage, remember one thing: just you have to write 30 to 40 words, not more than that. That will be enough for your good score. Move to the next question here. What are the main ideas of paragraph 4 and paragraph 5? When we will figure out from paragraph 4 and paragraph 5, we can see that first option given here, creativity is most limited to artists and writers. Now, creativity is not limited to some specific fields. It is, we can see creativity among anyone. So this option is eliminated as it is not completely stated the right thing as per the passage. Creativity is affected by socio-economic inequality. This is true. In the passage, we have seen that creativity is affected by socio-economic inequality. We are not supporting everyone equally. That's why this option is correct. A majority of people are unable to engage their creative abilities. This option is right, but we have told that we have to find in paragraph 4 and 5. This option is right and correct, but it is not comes under the paragraph 4 or 5. So we have to see another option, which is a creative society must value everyone's idea. It means here this line, exactly the same sentence is given in paragraph 5. So we can conclude that these two options are have been used, and the main ideas from these two options we can conclude from paragraph 4 and 5 is creativity is affected by socio-economic inequality. A creative society must value everyone's idea. So the correct option for this will be option A, which means that main idea of paragraph 4 is 2 and main idea of paragraph 5 is 4. Now move to our next question. Question number 8. Why is it important for society to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to creative according to paragraph 5? Here the question asks you, important for to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to be creative according to paragraph 5. Here in paragraph 5, it is said by the author that the society never supports them who are creative. So the correct answer for this paragraph is because only when everyone's creativity is recognized. It means we have to motivate them, we have to promote them, promote their idea. So supported and valued, we have to give them value. If someone is creative, can a truly creative society emerge, one that benefits both individual and communities? When a creative person is born, he will benefit the society as well as individual, so it is beneficial for both of them. So we have to support those who are creative, we have to nurture them who are creative, we have to give them recognition. So these are the important points asked by the author. Now these all questions from the first passage that we have just now discussed and completed. Now we'll move to the second passage, which was given the climate and day-to-day weather condition and monthly weather condition of the state Uttarakhand, which lies under the category of northern mountains. So here the climate landscape Uttarakhand very greatly with altitude. It means with altitude, the temperature and the climate and the vegetation all are different. Depends on the altitude. around different districts of Uttarakhand. So this passage was completely given, and this passage is an analytical passage. It means here we have given the data, have been given the data. On the basis of those data, we have to answer the questions. So as we can see here, the first questions, which is based on MCQs, we have to choose, which is based on the MCQs, we have to choose one of the options from these given MCQs. This question is related here. Why did the passage most likely focus on climatic and geographical features across various elevations of Uttarakhand? It means, why did the passage most likely focus on climatic and geographical features? Climatic means related to the temperature, and geographical features means related to the land formation and vegetation. Features across various elevation of Uttarakhand. Various elevation, it means somewhere it is very highland, somewhere lowland, somewhere plains, somewhere mountains. So this is so because these variations. Why the author has discussed those things? Because show how different altitudes lead to different landforms and climates. Yes, exactly. This was the correct answer. The author and this passage exactly stated the same thing. What? That show how different altitudes means as we go up, the temperature goes down, and also the landform and the vegetation also changes as per the altitudes of different districts of Uttarakhand. So the correct option, show how different altitudes lead to different landforms and climates, and the other options are eliminated because these were not from the passage. Now move to the next question. Question number 2 here. Identify the phrase in paragraph 2. When you will, as you will see, the lowlands along the border of UP are covered by the dry terai savanna grasslands. There we can see savanna grasslands. The moist deciduous forest means deciduous forest, and also of the upper Gangetic plains forms of Bhavard belt. Due to the extensive agricultural practices, most of these lowlands forests have been cleared. So the exact answer for this question in paragraph 2, how most lowland forests have been affected. Here the question is the question that was asked here is that why forests have been affected. So the exact reason given in second paragraph of this question is that these lowland forests have been cleared. So the exact answer for this question is have been cleared. What? These lowland forests. I have also seen that for this question, many of you have written and given the answers in 50 to 60 words. Someone has written this using 20 or using more than 50 words. So it's just a question that states you that you have to use paragraph to find out answer of this question. It's very much easy. So keep in mind while writing answers that you don't have to write long answers. You just have to write the precise answer. So the next question, complete the following by selecting the correct options from those given in the brackets. Bhageshwar receives the maximum rainfall and Haridwar the least, which highlights the dash. Uniformity and variation. The both of the two words are given there. Uniformity and variation. Uniformity, it means that equal. Variation means different. So exactly we can get the idea that maximum rainfall in Bhageshwar and in Haridwar, least rainfall. It means we are not talking about equality, we are talking about differentiation. So here the correct word used for this blank would be variation. Why? It means different. The climatic condition of both the district is different according to the writer or author. So the next question, what does the writer imply by calling the state prone to flood? Always remember one thing, that in the question paper you will see such kind of words like imply, infer. Whenever there is written imply, it means that you have to write indirect conclusion. But whenever the word infer is used in the question, there you have to write the direct conclusion. Here it is said imply, it means indirect conclusion. Calling the state prone to flood. Prone to flood, it means that what are the reasons that those states are vulnerable towards flood during monsoon. In paragraph 3 it is said that 78%, when you read the passage, it is stated in the passage in paragraph 3 that 78% of the rain the total annual rainfall limit of that area, from the total annual limit of rainfall in that area, from which 78% of the total rain occurred only in monsoon. That's why this was the reason for the state for prone to flood. So here we have not given any option, but we can see here 4 numbers. The state receives around 78 to 81% of its rainfall during the monsoon, which causes heavy water accumulation and makes it vulnerable to flooding. This was the reason behind the flooding of that state. So the next question is, complete the following with the correct option. When the writer says temperatures vary widely, it means temperature is different from district to district. In paragraph 4, she means that what does the author wants to imply? Uttarakhand's temperature remained consistent throughout the year? No, this was not stated in the passage. Even just opposite of that is said, valley and southern regions are colder than hill districts. No, this was also not mentioned in the passage. These both options are eliminated. There is a considerable range of temperature due to varying elevation. Yes, this point was mentioned. When we read the entire passage, we'll get to know that there is a considerable range of temperature, means the temperature and its range is varying, means different as because of their elevations, means height. Now, so the correct answer for this option is C. Question number 6. Complete the sentence appropriately. One likely reason for the sharp rise in temperature. Here, the simple question is that what is the reason for rise in temperature? Just a simple questions. During May and June in southern and valley regions of Uttarakhand is. So what is the reason for rise in temperature? This is question number 6. These regions lie at lower elevations, means they are not lie at higher elevations. So as we go up, according to the passage, the temperature decreases. So they are at lower elevations and receives more sunlight, leading to higher heat accumulation in pre-monsoon months. So this was the reason why they have rise in their temperature. Now, question number 7, how are altitude and temperature range connected as suggested in paragraph 4? Means altitude and temperature range, both are connected. Yes, exactly. According to the passage, as we go high up, temperature decreases. As we go low, the temperature increases. So both are interrelated, both are interdependent on each other. So as altitude increases, the temperature range narrows. Higher regions are cooler, while valleys and lower elevation experience much higher temperature. Now we will move to next question, 8. Here the direct question, explain how the variation in climatic zone across altitudes in Uttarakhand influences forest types. Here the question is asked about the forest types and human activity. Means here in the passage we have been provided information that different landforms are there, different temperatures are there, the vegetations in different districts of Uttarakhand is completely different. Why? Due to the temperature there over there. So here the question asks forest types and human activity. So whatever the human does there in their own district, it depends on the type of forest and climate. So due to the altitudinal variation, because altitudinal variation is there, some places are higher, some places are at lower elevations. So different climatic zones support different forest types. Means the forest type is completely different from one place to another due to their climatic zones, from subtropical to in the lowlands to alpine near glaciers. This affects farming, settlement, and biodiversity, shaping how people live and work in various regions. So people work according to their climatic zone, according to their forest types. So the biodiversity and settlement and farming all depends on the type of all these all activity depends due to their climatic zone. Now the last question from the second passage was, Extensive agricultural practices. Extensive, it means utmost and more than necessary, or we exploit something. Extensive agricultural practices have led to, due to the human activity of by doing extensive agricultural practices, have led to dash of natural forest cover in the lowlands of Uttarakhand. So led to what? We cannot use any positive word here. Why? Because as per the passage, we can also here we can see that extensive agricultural practice. It means we are using the resources much and harming them. So here the most suitable word that we can use led to depletion. Depletion, this word is means to harass. Depletion. And after that we can use here loss, and also we can use here reduction. Among these three words, any one we can use here. Any one of them can be used for to fill this paragraph. Depletion, it means harassing something. Loss means getting loose something. Reduction means diminishing the value of something. So there are three words that you can use to fulfill this blank. So we have discussed the first question, which was from the reading skill section, and also we have discussed the second section, which was also from the reading skill section. The first question was descriptive, based on descriptive passage, and the second passage was analytical passage. So both the passage we have discussed well, and also we have discussed about the grammar. Now we will move to the literature part. We have discussed writing skills, we will discuss it later. No, just discuss it right now. In writing skills, you will get question of 10 marks. One letter to write it, any one letter out of two, you have to write of 5 marks, and the second, you have to write on the basis of provided information, like some maybe that will be an essay or something, like you have to write article based on the situations and scenario provided in the question paper. You will you must get one questions from formal letter. So here, as we can see that we are having two questions from question number 4, A and B, from which we have to write answer any one of them. We have to do the answer of any one of them. The first question is stated that you are Garima Gopal, a resident of B66 Mall Road, Guwahati, and a volunteer of Greenpeace India. Greenpeace India, perhaps it is some kind of NGO. Write a letter to the editor of National Times. You have to write letter to the editor of National Times. For what? For expressing your concern about the grave and irreparable damage. It means those damage we cannot be recovered that environmental pollution is causing to the society. So this question, this letter is related to the pollution. In mega cities, rapid urbanization, rampant industrialization has played a key role in increasing the pressure on the limited resources. Discuss how environmental degradation can be curbed. Curbed means we have to how we can control this such kind of activities with the development, implementation, and enforcement of environmental laws. So these points are given to be discussed in the letter. Letter out of 5 marks. In the letter out of 5 marks, I'll tell you one thing that you have to remember. If you are going to write a letter in examination, first of all, keep in mind that this letter will give you 5 marks, from which 2 marks will be given just for the format you use while writing. No matter whether you have written accurately, you have used the sentence framing correctly or not, you have just used the proper format, it means you are going to get 2 marks for that. Also 2 marks for the content you write. The content you write using the letter, for that you will get 2 marks. Content, and along with the content, the way you express ideas and present your letter, and 1 marks for the grammar portion or grammar part. It means If your grammar is weak, your sentence framing is weak, no matter, you will get 2 marks just for writing format. So never skip this question. Okay, you have to do it no matter whether you correctly present it or not. Just remember the format to write a letter. As you can see here, the first part, B66 Mall Road. This part is known as sender's address. So in the beginning, towards the left side, also remember one thing, that towards left and towards right, you have to give 3 centimeter margin on the page. It means that 3 centimeter margin must be given towards the right side, 3 centimeter margin must be given towards the left side of the page. And after that, you have to write the address. Also remember one thing, after writing the address, you have to give one line alignment here. It means that after giving one line space, you will write the date. There are 3 ways to write date. The first way to write date is, as you can see here, 11th of July. So you can write in this way, 11th July 2025. And the second way to write the date is 11th July without using the word th, 2025. And the third way to write July 11, and after that you have to write the comma, and after comma you will write 2025. Many of you use the wrong format to write in the letter, which is in this way. They will write 14-01-26. They write in this way, which is completely wrong. Do not use this pattern format, as it is not a part of CBSE format to write a letter. So also, after writing the date, give one space line again. There must be a space, one line space, and after that you have to write the authority. Means here you have to mention the authority. If you are giving a letter to the police station, there must be the authority. The authority, you may say the inspector. So if you are giving a letter to the bank, there you must use the word manager. If you are giving a letter to some other offices, so in every office you will find or see some authority there over there. So here, as we are giving this letter to the editor, so we have mentioned the word editor. And after editor, National Times. This editor belongs to the organization. From which organization? National Times or National Times Journal. Address. First of all, we have to write the authority, his or her organization, and after that we have to write the answer. Sender's address. After sender's address, we have to mention the date, and after date we have to mention the receiver's address. In this way, you will write the letter. And then we have to write the subject. Always remember to write the subject using the sentence case. What is sentence case? Sentence case, it means that capitalize each word in the sentence. Whatever the word you use in the sentence framing, there you have to use the capital letter in the start of every word. As you can see here in the letter, urgent, U is capital, action, A is capital, N for needed, N is capital, except for the prepositions and articles. Means if there is prepositions or articles given in the statement, there those word could not be made capital. Otherwise, all word you have to write using the first letter capital. And after that, we have to write greetings like sir, madam. As you can see, the solution for the first answers from the letter. As a resident of Guwahati, and try to write your letter at least in 3 paragraphs. That is most suitable and seems good. And by seeing, you identify exactly to whom and how and what are your demands. This could be get easily from the letters if you use 3 paragraphs. As a resident of Guwahati and a Greenpeace Indian volunteer, first of all, you have give your intro part in the beginning of the letter. Means who are you or what are you? So always mention that. And after intro, just write the purpose of your letter. Means what you actually want. And after that, write the reason. Why do you want that? First, you have to write opening the letter using your introduction. What are you? Who are you? And after introduction, you have to write the purpose. Why are you writing this letter? And after you write the purpose, you have to mention the reason why you demand such thing or such kind of things from that authority and why. So intro, purpose, reason, and after that some suggestion if you want to, and then conclude your letter. Then conclude your letter. This is exactly the strategy what you have to use while writing the letters. And you can see the letters, first letters here, and the part B, you have to write any one of them. So one of the letter I have discussed, and the second letter was related to the 4B. As we can see, you are Riya Sen of C4 Green Park, Bhopal. You recently moved to this area and shocked by the poor condition of sanitation and garbage disposal. So the second letter is given for the disposal of the garbage to the municipal commissioner. So as you can see that also here the line spacing is not given. After sender's address, you have to give one line spacing, and after that you will write the date, again one line spacing, and after that you have to write the sender's address, the same way as we have discussed it earlier. The municipal commissioner, Bhopal Municipal Corporation, Bhopal. Subject: urgent attention required for sanitation and waste management. Respected sir, madam, again you have to do the same thing. First of all, you have to write the intro part. Here it is not mentioned, but you have to do it by yourself. Through this letter of mine, I wish to draw your attention towards the poor condition of sanitation and garbage disposal in the area where I recently moved to, that is Green Park, and I'm deeply troubled by overflowing garbage bins, littered roads, foul odor, all those words you can use, whatever. I urge immediate action now. Please ensure timely waste collection, clean public areas regularly, install more bins, and curb disease with swift action. We can restore a clean, healthy, and watching our children play freely. Thank you, and yours faithfully. One little mistake that almost every one of you do is that here the word is yours. So always we have to use here possessive pronoun, yours. You always mention your faithfully. So always use as at the end of your while writing the letters. Now move to the next question, question number 5. In question number 5, you have been given two different questions. You are the president of your school debate. This question is also of 5 marks. And here, you don't have to think much. It's very easy part. Why? Because all the information is already given in the question. You just have to gather them and present them. You will get 5 marks for presenting those ideas, whatever you have been provided already in the question paper. So this is the easiest question among all these questions here. You are the president of your school debate society organizing an inter-school debate on artificial intelligence, artificial AI intelligence promise versus peril. And here the data from 2 of the doctors is given. Excerpt 1 from Dr. Aditi Menon. Subject: guest speaker, ethical AI and future technologies. So ethical AI and future technologies, Dr. Aditi Menon is a guest speaker, and the detail from whatever he provided, the information is given here. And after that, in the second part, you have been given the second excerpt in which it is stated by Mr. Mohit Verma. He was also a part of guest speaker, so he also said something here. You have to read both the statement, both the speech of both the personality, and then you have to write accordingly. What you have to write is that you have to write an analytical paragraph around 100 to 20 or 100 to 50 words comparing the two speakers. It means you have to establish comparison between these two speakers using criteria, experience, relevance to AI. And as you have been provided information already in the questions that on what basis you have to compare them. So the idea is already given in the questions, comparing the two speakers using criteria. First of all, you have to use the criteria. It means qualifications of each, experience of each, and after that experience, relevance to AI means who has most knowledge about AI and who is working from longer with AI, and style of outreach and engagement means whose speech has a has a grip about AI and justify which speaker you would select for the debate. And after that, you have to give a conclusion about that which writer would you, uh, which speaker you would suggest and why. So you have to write this in your own words. So from this section, you can get 5 marks. As you can see, how short the answer from both the excerpt. We can see that both Dr. Aditi Menon and Mr. Rohit Verma are accomplished professionals eager. It means both of them are professionals eager to participate as guest speakers for the upcoming inter-school debate on artificial intelligence. Promise versus peril. Dr. Menon, a professor of AI ethics with over 12 years of experience, now offers deep insight into the societal implication of AI. Her background in policy advising and academic research makes her highly relevant for addressing the ethical concerns surrounding AI. She also actively engages students through case studies and interactive discussions, promoting critical thinking. On the other hand, till here, from there to till here, all the information whatever we have learned about the Dr. Aditi Menon, we have mentioned it here. And after that, we switch the paragraph and start writing about Mr. Verma. Brings an entrepreneurial experience and real world applications of AI through his startups, his ability to simplify complex AI concepts. However, considering the debates, and after that, conclude in your own words. Just 3 steps and the solution has been provided. All the information from this question is already given in the question. You just have to present this using your own ideas. Now, move to the next question. Next question, 5B. You have to do any one of them, 5A or 5B. Here you have been provided information about some snacks or food, provided the details that you have to choose as a wellness coordinator. You are a wellness coordinator at a school. There you have to uh, shortlist some of the food items on the basis of their advantages and disadvantages. It means fresh fruit and nuts mix. Option A. In option A, it is given fresh fruits and nuts. All the advantages, disadvantages, and good and bad things are given about fresh fruits and nuts. In the same way, in the second option, whole grain granola bar is given, and about it, everything is cleared and is spoken. Now, see packaged sweet snack and at last all the information about packaged sweet snack. We have to read all the advantages, merits, demerits of all the snacks, and then we have to shortlist for the healthy choice of the students. So you have to do it by yourself. As you can see that here in the question answer, after evaluating the options, option A, the author has chosen the option A. You also have to choose the option A because it is a healthier choice. Healthiest choice for this student nutrition program. It is made from natural, minimally processed ingredients and offers high fiber content, essential vitamins, and healthy fats. These nutrients help regulate digestion, blood sugar levels, and overall energy. So from here to here, why you have chosen that option? You have to mention it, and after that, you have to describe other options too. Option B, you have also chosen option B, option C. Why you have chosen? And also it is written that packaged snack is the least suitable as it is ultra processed. It means all disadvantages, advantages, merits, demerits, and why, what have you chosen and why have you chosen. You have to mention from this for this question. So 5B, but you have to do any one of them, option 5A or 5B, not both of them. Now, move to the last part of this sample paper, which is literature part. So as we know that in literature, we will be given 2 questions, 6 and 7. In 6, we have been given 2 extraction from which we have to answer any one of them. And each extractions will carry you 5 marks. So here you also do a big mistake that just for 1 marks questions, You write a paragraph of 50 to 60 words, 70 to 80 words. Don't do such mistakes. Just see the questions or read the question twice, thrice, and write answer as much as short as you can. Just what the question asks you, write that only. As we can see, question 6, this extraction is given from the chapter His First Flight, means about the story about the seagull, where the main character of that story is seagull. So extraction is given from that chapter. State any one inference. Inference means direct conclusion. The parents of the baby seagull from the given statement. What the statement is given? His father and mother had come around calling to him shrilly. It means her mother, her parents were chiding him and scolding him, upbraiding him, threatening to let him starve on his ledge unless he flew away. Why were they doing so? They were not doing so that they do not love their child. They are doing so in order to motivate him, in order to force him to fly. They are actually, they love their child, but they are forcing him and showing that they do not love him, just because to motivate him and just because to let him fly. If they will not being strict, otherwise he would never fly. So we can see here the answer for the first question. The parents care deeply. It is not that the parents didn't care for the seagull. The parents care deeply, but use tough love. It means they are using tough love. They scolded and threatened, and the seagull force him to develop courage and learn to fly. So very precise and short answers, as you can see here, just for 1 marks. As much short as you can write. Why? Because this questions was just of 1 marks. So do not write much long answers. Now question number 2, where did the little seagull sleep at night? This was also 1 marks question. You just have to write the location, not the detail about the seagull. It slept in a small hole under the ledge. You can see which factors contributed young seagull reluctance fly despite the encouragements and threats from his parents. It means this question is asking you that after upbraiding from his parents, he didn't have the courage to fly. Why? Because he thought that his wings would not support him. So this was the reason. Standing cliff, young seagull was too scared. The first thing that he was too scared, and the second thing, his wings were too weak for the long fall into the sea. So these two reasons were there. That's why after getting disappointed by his own parents, he didn't try to fly. And after that, the next question, in which factors contributed to young girl? Describe. We have discussed already. Last question, which phrase or word correctly substitute muster up? Muster up is a word which means to gather, to collect. So here in the story we have seen that he could not muster up. It means he cannot gather the courage. So the correct answer for this part is gather. We have to write any one of them. The second part is from the chapter Midnight Visitor. Here also 5 marks questions, and we have to write the answer for those questions. The first question is, what was the management supposed to do regarding the balcony? So in the story we have seen the management was supposed to block the unit. It means they were meant to block off access to the balcony. So the correct answer for question number 1 from section B. Which of the following was the reason that irritated Ozable about the balcony? What was the reason about the balcony that Ozable was showing that he was very much irritated due to that? So what was the reason? Its accessibility from the neighboring unit. This was the reason. How does Ozable's detailed explanation of the balcony's history, current accessibility contribute atmosphere of suspense? Means when Ozable described everything in front of Fowler, that there is a balcony and all, he created a suspense by which the antagonist of the story thought that there is really a balcony, and he jumped from there, which was not there. So how does Ozable detail explanation? And now last question is, fill in the blanks with the correct word from the brackets. The reference to last month and now adds to the sense of reconciliation. Reconciliations means to gathering, or reconciliation means again merging. Now here last month and now, this creates suspense, this creates mystery. So the correct option for this question is mystery. Mystery is the right choice and right answers for this part. Now move to the next question, 7. In 7 also we have been given one extract from the poem and the second extract also from the poem. Two extraction has been given from the from poem, and here we have been given two extraction from prose. Here we have been given two extraction from poetry, in which we have to do one of them. So here 5 marks, here 5 marks. The answer writing pattern will be same as you have done in the previous extraction. So you can see the questions given here, and the answers also for this question is given, already given. So you have to write the answer accordingly. It means if a question is of 1 marks, you have to write precise answer. Means you have to write the answer as per the context, not too long, not too short. Just the context demands you, whatever it is said in the context, whatever you have been asked, you have to write the answer. And if a question is of 2 marks, also remember one thing, if a question is of 2 marks, there you have to write 30 to 40 words, not more than that. Only 30 to 40 words, not more than that. Also, this both part of 5 marks extraction. Now we'll move to the questions. Here you have been given 5 questions from which you have to write any four of them, and each question carries you 3 marks. Many of you have written long answer in these sections too, this part of the questions too. Don't write too long, just write the questions 30 to 40 word, not more than that. Otherwise you will kill your time before the examination. So stick to your time. Commonly made errors. What are the commonly made errors? Writing only about crop loss without explaining the reason for writing to God. Now this is related to the question number 8, first question. What were the problems that made Lencho write a letter to God? So here you just have to write directly what were the problems. The actual problem of Lencho was the hailstorm, due to which all his crops were destroyed. So you have to mention that only, that due to the hailstorm which causes his all crops destroyed. So you have to mention that only. Ignoring the role of Lencho's faith. No need to write extra sentences describing Lencho's characters and other things. You just have to write what we are, because the examiner already knew about Lencho's and its story. You just have to write the answer what actually he wanted to ask you. So see the next, exceeding the word limit with unnecessary details. Never exceed the word limits. It means you have to be precise and you have to write 30 to 40 words only. And using these 30 to 40 words range, you have to write the answers exactly. Also some tips, focus on the problem, crop loss, consequence, starvation, and response related to God. What were the things due to which Lencho thought to write the letter to God? Just only this, nothing else. Simple, accurate language. Always use simple, accurate language that directly address the question. So this should be the exact strategy while writing the answers. From this part, I'll just tell you to write answer as short as you can, 30 to 40 words. Just write the answer what the question is asking. So here we can see that the question was asked that what were the problems. How was Mish to be transported to England? Here the simple word is that in a wooden box, Mish transported to England on an aeroplane. So this was mentioned, but that is nothing. That is what according to Rajveer was the Indian legend about the origin of tea. Here the origin of tea about a Bodhi religion, where a saint could not meditate properly due to sleep. That's why he just cut his own eyelashes and there grows a plant. So this you have to mention as per the part of the story. Mandela in his speech says the policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country. So you have to describe this part only. My people, explain this significance of the word wound as used by the Mandela. So why Mandela use wound? Symbolizes the deep enduring pain caused by apartheid, emotional. Apartheid, you know, the discrimination on the uh, basis of race is known as apartheid. So basis of race means basis of color, white and black. Between the white and black, when we do racial discrimination, that is known as apartheid. So emotional, social, and psychological scars that affect individuals and society, showing that healing South Africa would require acknowledgement and reconciliation of these injuries. So that's why Mr. Nelson Mandela has used the word wound. It means a profound scars or deep injuries given by the white people of Africa. Now, here, next part of the question is Dust of Snow by Robert Frost is a poem about nature and simplicity. Elaborate. Here we have to write the summary of the poem. Elaborate, it means we have to describe what actually he has presented in the poem Dust of Snow. He has presented in that poem that what has he presented? Dust of Snow by Robert Frost shows how a simple natural event, snow falling from a tree onto a person, can instantly brighten someone's dark mood. It means actually he was discussed in the poem uh, two things of negativity, which was a crow and the hemlock tree. Both were considered as a sign of negativity, but due to these both things, the part of his day that which was ruined, he saved some part of the day. So two negative things made his day. He actually wanted to show that negativity and positivity, nothing is like that. It depends on our perceptions. So move to the next part of this sample paper. Question number 9. Here we have to answer any two of the following questions of 40 to 50 words. About 40 to 50 words. Also, the questions of 3 marks. Among 3 questions, we have to write answers of just 2 questions. Now, question number 10. Answer any one of the following 2 questions in about 100 to 120 words. Discuss this one. This you will write as we have discussed previous questions. This you have to write in the way, because this question is of 6 marks. So you have to think and write it properly. Robert Frost's view of nature changes when he talks about it positively in Dust of Snow. He has as we have learned, there are 2 poems written by Robert Frost in the syllabus. The first poem is Dust of Snow, and the second one is Fire and Ice. Both the poem has been written by Robert Frost. So what actually in both of the poems he wanted to convey? So we have to write that as what actually he wanted to convey. We can see it here. In Dust of Snow, Frost shows nature as a gentle healing force when a crow shakes snow on him. This part we have already discussed in the previous questions just now. So see, other part, but in Fire and Ice, fire is compared to desire and ice is compared to hate. We have to mention this point till here. Just we have to compare what actually he represented through both of the poem. So these questions answers we have to write using 100 to 120 words for 6 marks. And it would be much better if you use paragraph shifting while writing it. It means that if you write in 3 to 4 paragraphs, that will be much better. Now see, option B. Here you have to choose any one of them, not both of them. A letter to God. From the 2 chapters, the question was given. The question was given from 2 chapters. Role of faith in letter of God and the sermon at Banaras. Both were actually different. From the first part, a letter to God is completely different type of faith as we have seen the sermon at Banaras. Why? Because letter to God, Lencho's faith is unshakable. And the sermon at Banaras, Kisa Gautami's griefs lead to her Buddha teachings. Means he got enlightenment, he got the truth of life that nothing can be changed. So Kisa Gautami here, grief leads to Buddha teachings. Through Buddha's guidance, she learns that suffering is universal and blind faith does not ease grief. She realizes that understanding life is truth is more healing than hope alone, and also the life is mortal. These things she got to learn. But here, a letter to God. Lencho had a blind faith on God. He didn't know anything. He just wrote the letter, and he was expecting that letter would go there, and also he would get the money. So here we have seen the blind faith, and here we have seen the enlightenment and the knowledge and the reality of life. So we have to compare between both of the chapter given there. Now, the last question 11. Here also we have been asked 2 questions, out of which we have to answer only one of them. Here, Bholi begins as a timid, unloved girl with a speech impairment, and we have to write that how the life of Bholi changed from a timid girl to a extrovert girl. And also the second question is related to Griffin is a brilliant scientist who discovers a rare drug that makes him invisible. He tests it on himself and it works. His body becomes completely transparent. However, his brilliance. So we have to write the entire story behind these questions. Means we have to write about Griffin, and after that we will describe. We have to write by our own self that what actually we have seen in the characters of Griffin. And in the first part, we have to write that what are the things and that changes the attitude of Bholi towards the society, and what are the ways, what are the things she got, and who was responsible behind these changes of attitude of Bholi. So this was the last question that you have seen here. Now, a message for you that you can see here: exam tests your learning, not your worth. Exam is just a part of life. It cannot value your worth. It cannot judge. It is just a piece of paper. So you have to give your best without fear. Stay focused, be confident, and success will follow your effort. Thank you. आज का ये क्लास यही खत्म करते हैं. अब मिलते हैं हम लोग नेक्स्ट सेशन में. थैंक यू वेरी मच.